Hi everyone, let's have a look at my low time frame and medium time frame Elliott Wave scenario. Starting on the low time frame, where we were looking for an impulsive move to the downside, where either wave 5 is already in and we are going to see continuation to the upside, or this is the high of a wave 4 and we're going to find another move to the downside in a wave 5. And it all depends on potentially the 0.5 over here, because wave 4 as it stands now is not yet invalidated, because for me the invalidation would be if price is going to continue to the upside, closing candles above the 0.5 Fibonacci, which as it stands now has not yet been done. So as long as price is not moving up, we still have the potential scenario where price might go down once more, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave scenario, where the most common target area for a wave 5 is between the 1.236 and the 1.618, which is between 27.4k and 27k. Now if this is the high of a wave 4 and we move down in a wave 5, the target area of this wave 5 happens to have actually very nice confluence with the 2.618, which is then a target in an ABC expanding flat. We also have the 886 over here, and we have a triple bottom at 27.2k for maybe then a little bit of a liquidity grab before then moving to the upside in eventually the medium time frame scenario, which I have for you. Let's go to the 1 hour, where we are then looking for a 5-wave move to the downside in a wave A, followed by a 3-wave structure in a wave B in green, for then continuation to the downside in a wave C. In this particular scenario, we then have wave A in 5 waves, a WXY scenario in this wave B, and then eventually continuations up. So if we do continue to the upside, a very important target area for me is going to be the double top that we have at 30k, the double top at 30.5k, as well as my still untouched target box, which is between 30.2k and 30.4k. So that is a very, very interesting area of confluence right over here. And actually, I do have to show you something. This doesn't happen very often, gotta be honest, but you see this massive wick on my CVD chart over here. This wick went all the way up to 30.6k. Now, this is very, very, very unusual. Like I rarely ever see a big wick on my CVD chart. But if we have a look at this wick, right, because wicks tend to be filled eventually, so maybe this wick is going to be filled. We do look at this level at about 30.6k, and we can see that this wick took the highs over here. So if we then go to my chart, we're talking about a wick that is the size to basically over here, right? About these highs, where these highs have been taken. So that could actually be pretty interesting when we look at the scenario that we have in front of us, where eventually we expect to move to the upside to this area, either directly right now or a move down, grabbing liquidity, then move up, and something like this. This wick on my CVD chart is actually going to be filled. So that's actually quite interesting confluence for this area, where if we have then a move to the downside, we have a potential long scenario, right, where the long can be entered, stop loss at the invalidation of 26.9k, and then eventually looking for a move to the upside, where the safer option is to wait for some sort of a structure to the upside, some sort of support, maybe a bit of a retracement, bullish divergences, entry, move to the upside, for example. Of course, you have your plan, your strategy, so no financial advice. And at the short scenario over here, we basically have, again, one can enter a short over here, stop loss, very clear invalidation at 31k, for then a move to the downside, where eventually a wave C is expected. And if we do look to the downside, an interesting target area for me is the yellow target box that we have over here, which sits between 24,850 and 24.3k. So that is definitely an interesting area. Now today we also had some news. So if I'm actually going to clean up my chart a little bit, go to the 15-minute, I actually mentioned in my morning update we had a bit of news, and you can see here the news hit at 4 p.m. today, and right after 4 p.m. we saw this massive impulsive move to the upside, right, where the volume is increasing. And as always, I always say, whenever there is news coming, make sure you trade safe. So if I quickly refresh my news website over here, CryptoCraft, I'm not partnered, not affiliated, I just show you this because I use it myself. Over here at 4 we had high impact news, which can be seen by the red little arrow over here. And that is the reason, or the reason at least it might be additional confluence for a high impact move, high volume move to the upside over here, right? Now tomorrow, that is actually quite interesting. If we look at tomorrow we have a lot of high impact news coming. You see all the red flags over here from basically 2:15 p.m., which is a Central East European time zone. That's my time zone, so make sure you put this on your own time zone. But from 2:15 p.m. and then 4 p.m., 8 p.m., 8:30 p.m., we have basically kind of like the whole afternoon to evening, we have high impact news. So tomorrow is most likely going to be quite a volatile day. So whatever you do, make sure you trade safe. Have a clear strategy, a clear plan, have clear entry requirements as well as exit requirements, because it is important to take profit and make sure you reward yourself if you had a good trade. Now, the other scenario that we have, if price is moving to the upside, is basically an ABC expanding flat, meaning that if we do go to the upside, the resistance that we have over here, as mentioned with my other scenario, is not going to be sufficient. Price is going to continue to the upside, taking the high over here at 31K, where then I would be looking for this to be a 3-wave in an A, 3-wave in a B, and then an impulsive 5-wave move to the downside in a wave C. In this particular scenario, the most common target area for a wave B is between the 1.236 and the 1.38, which is between 32K and 32.7K, which also includes the 2022 range highs for some interesting confluence, because there's a lot of liquidity resting in this area over here for maybe then price moving to the upside, grabbing the liquidity before then an impulsive wave C to the downside. So the potential trading setup here is to enter at this 2022 range highs basically, as that is the main area of additional confluence. Stop loss somewhere above the 1.618, as this is a very rare target for an expanding flat wave B, so that's why the stop loss should be somewhere safely above. And then eventually looking for a wave C to the downside, which then is an impulsive structure to the downside, where again my yellow target box is very interesting. However, we still also have other target boxes, as you can see, to the downside, and another interesting one is between 22.6K and 21.8K. So I'm definitely going to be looking to these two target boxes for potential support on the Bitcoin price, and then of course we wait and see what Bitcoin is going to do there. However, as it stands now, this scenario over here is my alternative scenario, and the reason why is because it is quite difficult to count a very nice 3-wave structure over here in this wave A. Then you have to do something like this, with this being an A, B, and a C. However, this wave C is very, very extended, or this has to be a WXY, but then the wave Y is very extended, so it doesn't count very nicely, and therefore this scenario over here is currently my preferred scenario, where this then is a 5-wave move down. Of course, as it stands, if price is going to move to the upside, the invalidation at the low is going to disappear, because then we do move expect a move to the downside, right? However, as long as price has not taken the highs over here, the invalidation of this scenario still sits also at 26.9K. And if we do continue to the upside, the invalidation then, of course, as mentioned earlier, is 31K. And if we do move up, then it is more likely we're going to find this scenario. So that being said, I hope this video was helpful or valuable to you. Please check out the macro and the high time frame video if you're interested. And for now, thanks for watching and subscribing, and I hope to see you at the next one. Bye bye.